Beverly Hills Cop 4 or Beverly Hills Cop Actual F. But let's be honest, I'll be calling it the fourth film. You'll be calling it the fourth film. But like, let's be honest, like, yeah, you know, I think with Beverly Hills Cop, you don't really need a subtitle, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so this is the fourth film of the franchise. It's been 30 years. You want to feel old? 30 years. That's the last time Axel Foley glances us onto our screens at that time, the big screen, but now it's a small screen with Netflix. Why Netflix didn't do a theatrical release, I have no fucking idea. This movie should have got a theatrical one, for God's sakes. But, outside of that, how's the movie? How's the film? Because anytime there's these legacy sequels, like a Top Gun Maverick, or like a Dial of Destiny, or a Ghostbusters, everyone's curious about like how much of this is going to be a intriguing mystery or intriguing crime, or intriguing story, and how much of it is going to be nostalgia porn. How much of it is going to be, hey, remember that? Oh, remember that? Hey, remember that? Hey, remember that? Like, how much of it is that going to be a thing? And the good thing about this film is, yes, there's nostalgic beats, but it doesn't cross over the story too much. Like, the only thing that I felt like, what? This kind of doesn't need to be here mostly. The only character that doesn't need to be in the story is Serge. Like, Serge is the only character. He's the only fan service character who's just there for the sake of it. And just so, you know, you have Eddie Murphy and Serge going and saying, you know, are you fucking with me? No, I'm not. Get the fuck out. No, I'm serious. I'm not. Like, you know, just so you can have that exchange happening. I was like, why is Serge here? Why is it? Oh, just so they can, Axel can look at a house. But why can't he just do it by himself? You know, by which person's house and all that, and with the real estate and all that. But I was like, okay, Serge is young. Like, I like Serge, but at least in the third film, he basically became Q. You know, he had the little, you know, devices. He created, like, you know, the whole, but, you know, safety, but with style. And so he creates these devices. So in the third act, so Axel could actually have basic gadgets. In the third act, you have now the reasons how you got them all. Okay, at least in the, you know, Serge in the third film had an added purpose. Anyway, the rest of the nostalgia feels natural, or is just music cues. Like, they play The Heat Is On and Neutron Dance, but they're doing like car chases, and you're like, okay, that's just the song. It's just, I'm gonna do the Neutron Dance while, you know, we're having a car chase. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. I'm like, okay, that, you know what, that's a good version of nostalgia, using music cues without dodging away its story. Now, there's also another issue with this movie that is like another character that I felt was like, okay, you're playing on this angle a little bit too much. Because this guy is meant to be 32 years old. You're like, lady, grow up. But the story is that Axel gets a call from Billy. Billy is doing a bit of investigation. He's like, you know, sorry I dragged your daughter into this. Your daughter has been threatened by dangerous people to drop a case because she's a lawyer. So Axel goes to LA to find out who, and Billy is kidnapped, by the way. He goes all the way to LA to find out who has captured Billy, who threatened his daughter, and what do they want? What is the core thing? And of course, there's a bunch of crooked cops and all, like, you know, crooked cops and those type of villains, and but all that, while also trying to fix and amend his um, broken relationship with his daughter, because there was a situation where in Detroit that he had to leave his family behind and have his wife and child off to LA and have him stay behind, deal with like the mafia and all that, and because of it, the daughter hasn't forgiven. You know, there's a lot of most of the dialogue in this movie is translated to "fuck your dad, you never were here for me." You know, if you be the therapy, if you be the therapy, it's always the parents' fault. The child's a child, and it's always your fault. Why you never been? And I was like, you know what? This movie is a tad bit long. It's the longest of the franchise, but it's a tad bit long because you're getting all these bickering scenes between the daughter that's yelling towards her main character, and you're thinking, this is just her personality. Her whole personality is, fuck dad. Fuck your dad, fuck your dad. Oh, and she's a lawyer, and she's kind of like her father as well. Okay, there's a little bit of, there's a little bit more nuance to it, but the daughter character, I was like, she kind of went a little bit old for me. She went a little bit old. I was like, okay, just give us a little bit more of her personality, her likes, dislikes, all that. But apparently, they just wanted to give her pretty much a one-note character. They want to give the daughter a one-note character. But the rest of the movie is a Beverly Hills Cop film. It is basically the LA police are like, Axel, we know what you did in the past, and we help, thank you. But can you not just do that again, please? And Axel doesn't listen. He goes and he goes into places, talks him into things, like, oh, we're having this, like, we're shooting this movie, and we're looking for location scouting. Maybe we look at your operations for a perfect, picture or perfect whatever. And he gets it, and it's and there's an action sequence, and it's trying to find out, and of course there's a mystery to it, and you're interested about what the mystery is, and how it all falls together. What's the plan? What's the evil plan? Who's the bad guy? All of this, that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a solid, outside of like one character who seemed a little bit one note and one character who didn't need to be there. I'm like, this is solid. This is a solid film. So this is quite surprising because Netflix movies normally suck. They're normally bad. So time to do the Neutron Dance with this one.